Guys, welcome to beautiful South Beach. We are on Ocean Drive, and I've been thinking about making this video for such a long time. As a local of Miami Beach and the greater South Florida area, I thought, why not make a video of my favorite things to do, things that I recommend people who are out of town, things that I usually tell them to do, and give you guys some tips along the way. So we're gonna do a couple of things that I like to do, and then in between each of them, we're gonna talk about some tips, some pro tips to just getting around the city, things to do, things to not do, things to avoid, stuff like that. So stick around. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, subscribe, and yeah, let's get on with the video. Our first stop is, of course, Ocean Drive. It is super touristy, and these cones are for a bicycle race that's happening this weekend. There's always something going on here on Ocean Drive. This is the main artery of South Beach. Everyone loves to drive up and down, stroll. All these hotels are very historic. So if you do find yourself on Ocean Drive, you're gonna see that there's two sides to it. There's a sidewalk I'm walking on, which is very calm and not so cluttered. And then there's across the street over there. You can walk, it's pretty tight. There's different hotel, cafes, restaurants. Stick to this side. One, you're gonna see all these buildings, hotels, historic buildings with greater views. You can take better pictures. And the second reason, probably most important, you're gonna have a peaceful stroll without people bothering you, trying to get you into their restaurant or into their hotels or stores. It's a lot calmer here and nobody's hassling you. So my first tip is avoid the restaurants on Ocean Drive. They are poor in quality and high in price. Not a good combination. The Art Deco Welcome Center is a great place to start in Ocean Drive. It is a visitor center, so you'll find brochures, you'll have people to ask what to do, what to see in the city of Miami Beach. They'll point you in the right direction. There's an Art Deco gift shop with postcards, magnets, keychains, you name it, different kinds of Art Deco type things. There's also vintage items as well. And for just a price of $5, free for students, free for military, free for local residents, you get access to the Art Deco Museum, which is, as the name implies, a museum about Art Deco, its history, architectural history. You'll learn more about the founders as well. So if you don't have time to do the Art Deco walking tour, the museum is a great place to visit just to get a little bit of knowledge on the area. So one of the many reasons people come and visit South Beach, specifically the Ocean Drive Art Deco district area, is in fact for the Art Deco architecture, which you'll see right behind me, that unique style, symmetry, eyebrows above the windows. It's what the area is mostly known for. It's the highest concentration of Art Deco style buildings in the entire world. There's over 800 of them in the district alone. Most of these buildings are from the 30s, the 40s. They are very, very old. And a lot of them don't even pass 3 floors, as you guys can tell, because anymore and you would have had to install an elevator. And they were trying to get by as cheap as possible, so they stuck around to 3 floors max. Some features to look out for: symmetry, the ABA style format. So left A, center column B, and the other side A, symmetry. There's also eyebrows above the windows, which was used to provide some shading. Of course, depending on the day, that may or may not have been efficient. Very, very beautiful hotel. This is approaching 15th Street. So be sure when you come to Ocean Drive, don't come just for the drinks or for the party lifestyle. Actually take part in its rich history and honor and admire the history, because it's so beautiful. There's a lot to learn about this city, and that's what I like to convey throughout my videos. We did mention the Art Deco Welcome Center. They have Art Deco walking tours. They are the best of its kind in the entire city. You'll be led by a tour guide, which is a complete volunteer, up to 2 hours of walking at a leisurely pace around the entire district. You'll know about the history of Miami Beach, its early settlers, its founders. You'll know about the Art Deco architecture, the different types of Art Deco buildings, what to look out for. It's a really great tour. I mean, you can look it up online for yourself and you'll see the great raving reviews that they have. So I highly recommend going on one of the tours. I went on one and I learned so much, and I was able to apply them in my videos for you guys to learn. All right, we are quickly going down the street on my electric scooter. Let's just stop right over here real quick. Versace Mansion is on Ocean Drive and 11th Street. There's a restaurant inside if you do want to actually say you've been inside the mansion, but I've heard mixed reviews on it. It's pricey and the quality is not so good. But again, you're probably gonna wanna pay for the experience as opposed to actually tasting quality food. Just keep that in mind. So on your visit to Ocean Drive, let's say you are done sightseeing. Let's say you're done eating, having a coffee, or you just wanna have like a picnic, for example. This is known as Loomis Park. It is right off of Ocean Drive, which is this strip right here. There's plenty of palm trees to provide shade if you want to just relax here and try to get out of the sun. There's a playground for the kids there, volleyball courts here. There's something known as Muscle Beach, which is a workout area right along the sands right over here. And if you're wondering where the beach is, it's just past those sand dunes over there. So the entrance points are scattered around. So Loomis Park is right between Ocean Drive and the actual ocean. This here is a private parking garage. Don't be fooled by it looking like it's city owned, or yes, it's public, but it is privately owned. And this is a flat rate of up to 5 hours. Look at that, $40. It's a Thursday. Weekends, it goes up to like $80 for up to 5 hours. So even if you go in there for 30 minutes, you're still being charged that maximum rate. Don't do it, please don't do it. There are city-owned garages many people, many tourists don't know about. So I'm gonna show you one that's just close by to here, just 2 blocks, 3 blocks north of here, and you're gonna get a better rate. All right guys, we're on 13th Street in Collins, literally just 3 blocks north of where I showed you guys. This is a Miami Beach city-owned parking garage, and I wanna show you guys the prices. So from 0 to 1 hour is $2, and then $4, $6, $8, $9, $10. The most you will pay per day is $20, and on weekends they do a flat rate of $15 from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is one of many city-owned garages, so please, please, please avoid private garages. So you see there, Miami Beach parking facility open to the public. So even if you find yourself there for just an hour, $2. It won't rip you off like the $40 to $80 one that varies depending on the day of the week. A not so fun fact is that Gianni Versace's killer actually parked his car at this garage, the 13th Street Art Deco style garage. That's where he left his car, and I believe it was a week later or so that he came and actually killed Gianni Versace on the steps of his home. But yeah, this is where he actually left his car, and when he fled from the scene, he came back to his car, changed, and then continued fleeing, and then was, I believe he was found killed on a boat nearby. But yeah, a lot of history in this garage. So come for the cheap prices, stay for the history. Another great thing to do is to come to Loomis Park just after 5th Street to take your picture next to the Miami Beach sign. It was recently installed, I think in the past month. So this hasn't really been around here that long. It's a great photo op, and you have to make a line usually in the afternoon. But if you come bright and early, no one's here. I did a pit stop on my way to the next location to show you guys the Miami Beach Beach Walk, which is, let me show you. It's actually excellent. And they recently, I guess, within the past year and a half, redid it. It used to be all wood, like a boardwalk. Now it is paved bricks, basically. And it runs the entire length of Miami Beach. So about 7 miles uninterrupted, no cars, nobody bothering you. So you can roller skate, you can walk, jog, ride a bike. E-bikes and e-scooters are unfortunately not allowed, which is something that's been debated because I personally wish that they would allow electric scooters such as this one, but they currently don't. So keep that in mind if you do actually come out to the beach walk. Welcome to South Point Park, which is the southernmost point that you can get in Miami Beach. At the very, very south of South Beach is a lovely park with an actual pier that you can walk on. And best of all, this view right here. You can see that this is the government cut, which is where the cruise ships come in and out of Port Miami, which is all the way down that way. I see the Disney cruise ship over there. There's also the cargo ships, which are really, really cool to see passing by. And it's just a great place to relax. There's a lot of sun, of course. You can't escape the sun here in Miami Beach. We're now walking on the pier of South Point Park, completely free to come inside. Just leave your bikes locked outside, your scooters locked. This is my favorite place to get a really, really great view of Miami Beach, because it just so happens towards the very end, it starts curving a little bit outward, so you can see the entire coastline of Miami Beach up until mid-beach. There are some seats here, so don't worry about not having a place to sit, and a little bit of shading as well. By the way, we do have City Bike Miami. I know these exist in New York, but Miami has its own. It's about like $3.95 for the half hour, I believe. I'll throw up the price on the screen if I'm wrong. But you can basically rent these, and then they're scattered throughout Miami Beach, so you'll have no problem finding a return station. If you find yourself trying to get around the city, which by the way is very walkable, you can just hop on this trolley, which is 100% free. It's a free way to get around the city. I'm gonna throw up the transit map on the screen because there's different loops. There's the A loop and the B loop, which go clockwise and counterclockwise. And then there's other loops that go to Mid Beach, North Beach. So depending on what you want, but if you just wanna stay in South Beach, then just stick to the South Beach, Loop A or Loop B, depending on where you want to go. I'm going to do a quick walk down Española Way, which is an old street with Mediterranean-style buildings and a lot of restaurants. They have indoor dining, outdoor dining. This is Havana 1957, a Cuban restaurant. This one, I believe, is a Mexican restaurant right over here. It is just a wonderful street. And the best part about this spot is there are no cars. It is strictly pedestrian only. So there's different types of foods. There's dessert. This is a gelato stand here with some coffee as well. We have an Italian restaurant over here. It's an overall great place to just take a stroll. And at night, these lights that you see right over me turn on, and it makes for a great picture opportunity. Now we are on Lincoln Road, which is one of the most popular streets here in Miami Beach. It's located between 16th Street and 17th Street. So what Lincoln Road is, it's basically an outdoor mall. There's restaurants, there's different stores, small local stores, as well as big chain national or international stores. There's also a couple of art galleries. There's different things to do. There's even a community church right here, although I don't know if it is currently open. And the best part is it's mostly pedestrian only. So the streets are pretty long and you don't have to deal with much traffic, but you do eventually run into a cross street, such as this one. This is Drexel Avenue. As you can see, it's not that, where there's no cars at all. But sometimes you do get cars and you have to wait on the light to change and wait for the cross sign to turn on. The best thing about Lincoln Road, in my opinion, is the fact that there is a city-owned parking garage, and I believe this is the biggest parking garage in all of Miami Beach. So there's never a shortage of space at that garage, and it is the same rate as the other garage I showed you, about $2 an hour. It's just, you can't beat it. It's like $20 maximum or $15 depending if there's a special event, and you save a whole lot of money and you don't have to look for parking on the streets. Yes, there are parking on the side streets, but save yourself the trouble and the time. It'll probably cost you more. I'm not sure what the rates are, but just come to the garage. It's right on 17th Street. Okay, I know I'm wearing something different than you guys saw in the video. It's the next day. I just wanted to sign off for this video. If you guys want a second video, either in South Beach, Miami Beach in general, even across the causeway, downtown Miami, things that I like to do in those areas, please let me know by liking the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment down below. If you have any of your personal favorite things that you'd like to contribute so people from out of town watching this video can also get some more ideas, feel free to contribute down in the comment section below. I'll really appreciate it, and so will everybody else that is looking to travel to South Florida. That said, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.